this absolutely insane video that we showed you last night, a tornado caused by the deadly storm Idalia flipping a car over on a highway in South Carolina. It's incredible to look at. Now tonight, we're focusing on the aftermath. As Idalia moves offshore, it becomes a post-tropical cyclone. It is a long recovery ahead for those impacted in Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas. You see, Idalia slammed Florida's Big Bend region as a Category 3 hurricane before moving across other states. It washed away homes, it destroyed cars, it tore down trees, including this 100-year-old oak tree, which fell on the governor's mansion. Now, Florida's First Lady, DeSantis, she was home at the time with the couple's 3 children. Thankfully, no one was injured. Now, Florida's Pasco County Administrator, Mike Carballa, told CNN that in his county alone, there were between 4,000 and 6,000 homes damaged. And still tonight, more than 100,000 people are without power in Florida and another 50,000 in Georgia. But there is something positive that we wanted to talk about, even in the aftermath of this destructive storm, and that is the cooperation between President Biden and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. It's clear they don't exactly like each other, right? But they were able to put their intense political rivalry aside for the sake of Floridians.
I think he trusts my judgment and my desire to help. And I trust him to be able to suggest that this is not about politics, it's about taking care of the people of the state.
So we're going to work together from local, state, federal, regardless of party, to be able to deliver results for the people in their time of need.
And according to the White House, Biden spoke with DeSantis again today, revealing that he signed a major disaster declaration. Biden also ordered all federal resources to help with recovery efforts in areas that have been impacted by Idalia. So the next question is, as we move to the aftermath of this hurricane, did DeSantis' cooperation with Biden and his storm leadership help his bid to the White House? Well, let's see what John Zeigler has to say. John is a conservative commentator and host of the Death of Journalism podcast. He's been supportive of Governor DeSantis. I think I know your answer already, but isn't cooperation a good thing? Shouldn't it be celebrated?
Boy, I wish we still lived in that world, Jesse. Maybe in 2015, this all would have been very positive for Governor DeSantis, but post-Trump, and I'm a never Trump conservative who, as you said, has been an advocate for Ron DeSantis, we now live in a world where most Republican voters would rather have entertainment, and they frankly probably would have rather DeSantis go after Biden for his Maui response and for
you're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me. You're a killjoy. Because I have to believe that while there are these sides, there are the extremes. People like teams. If you go to speak to people, the middle part of this country, they want to see cooperation. They want to see a bipartisan effort. Am I just too naive?
I think that there's certainly people that are in that category. I would be in that category. And obviously a lot of viewers to NewsNation are also in that realm. However, that's not the Republican primary voting base. The Republican primary voting base is crazed. They are largely a cult, unfortunately. And
even moderate Republicans?
Well, they don't really matter except for maybe New Hampshire. And unfortunately, the circumstances there are very much in favor of Donald Trump already. So I'm someone who is still holding on hope, and I would love for this to at least stop the bleeding when it comes to Ron DeSantis, reminding people that competence matters, and that it appears, at least so far, that DeSantis has been very competent in his response to this hurricane. This is not the first time he's handled this kind of situation, and that we have a guy who is 40 points ahead, who already had a chance at this job for 4 years and basically screwed the pooch.
You know what's interesting when you say that?
I wish that would be.
It's interesting when you say that, because one of the criticisms of DeSantis was he wasn't ready for the national stage, that he's great at the local level. But I have to wonder, the leadership that he exhibited over the past 2 days, you don't think that's going to help his presidential campaign at all?
I look at these incumbency now as almost a negative, where there's all risk and no reward. It's almost like being a dad and a husband, where if something goes wrong on your watch, you get all the blame. If nothing goes wrong on your watch, well, you don't get blamed for a couple of days. That's just the way, unfortunately, the way it works now. Trump can live in this world where he can have a fairy tale about what things would be like if he was still president, because he has no responsibilities. He's unemployed like virtually everybody else in the Republican race. DeSantis has all the responsibility, all the risk, and very little reward, no matter how good a job he may actually do.
Listen, John, I love having you on. I really do. I love hearing you. I'm just disappointed. I'm just sad. I don't know. I was optimistic, but I get it. I get it. You're probably right. John Zeigler.
I would love for you to be right.
I would too,
right,
but
Jesse.
I think you might be. John Zeigler, thanks so much. Great seeing you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.